So I guess congratulations to Angel Reese. She'll be in the Victoria's Secret fashion show. So good for her. I'm a little bit torn on this. Angel Reese has been great of building her brand. Since going from LSU to the Chicago Sky, she's gotten a lot of different opportunities when it comes to branding and commercials and opportunities. And then she went to the Met Gala and she had the McDonald's meal and she got her podcast. So she's been great doing that. However, I just don't think she's a great teammate. Not a bad teammate. I just don't think she's a great teammate. Not just with the Chicago Sky, but also with the league. Because right now, A'ja Wilson looks like her and the Aces are on their way of winning another championship, which would be Asia's third championship. And she just won her fourth MVP. Little scuttlebutt about that. Some people thought like it could have gone to somebody else, but A'ja Wilson won her fourth, and she had a great year. And to me, when I see all this stuff that Angel Reese is getting, I kind of feel like, well, some of this stuff should be going to A'ja Wilson. Like, A'ja Wilson is the face of the league. One of the faces of the league, if not the face of the league. 4-time MVP, soon-to-be three-time champion. Yet Angel Reese, where the Sky has had a horrible year, is getting all this stuff. Even this year with the Chicago Sky, Angel Reese kind of threw her teammates under the bus. She apologized to them, but that locker room is fractured. And I don't even know if she'll go back to the Chicago Sky next year. We'll see if she gets traded. And if she goes to another team, will she be a better teammate if she goes to a better team? Or will she still be without the branding? And again, I'm not knocking her for the branding. If someone gives you a branding opportunities, and you got to take it, right? And she's very smart. Like, she actually should teach a class at LSU about marketing and branding because she's really good at that, having not won anything in the WNBA. So she's fantastic at it. So kudos to her. I'm a Michael Jordan guy. I came through the Michael Jordan era. And even though Michael signed that deal with Nike wasn't a big company yet. But a lot of the stuff that Michael got was because of his play on the court. He was the most dominant figure on the court as soon as he stepped into the NBA. And then it solidified itself when he started winning championships. But he didn't start getting all these brands and all these opportunities because he was just Michael Jordan from North Carolina. No, he got these things because he was great on the court. Angel Reese has been playing fine, but she's not A'ja Wilson. I'll debate that when people say, oh man, she's like one of the greatest players in the league. It's like, yeah, but is she as good as A'ja Wilson? The thing that I know about A'ja Wilson, as soon as she stepped into the league, is that she wanted to be great. Not a great brand, not a great personality, not to be a billionaire. She wanted to be a great basketball player, day in and day out. Now, does A'ja Wilson have some opportunities like commercials and stuff? Yeah. But I bet you after she wins the championship, she'll take a break and go back into the lab. Now, I'm not saying that Angel Reese isn't doing that. I'm sure she's working out. Like, I'm sure she is, but we shouldn't even hear from her. She might have her podcast and she could do that. But give it a break. Stop with the branding. Evidently, you had a tumultuous year. Even she said she had a tumultuous year. Why not go back and focus on your game? What is A'ja Wilson doing that you're not doing? Now, to be fair, Angel Reese is 23 years old. She's young. And A'ja Wilson's 29. I think A'ja Wilson said this too earlier this season. She was saying like she can't expect younger players to have her type of mentality. But I think A'ja always had that mentality. So I have to keep in mind that Angel Reese is only 23 years old. In a lot of ways, she kind of reminds me of Shaq. I mean, that's why her and Shaq gets along so well outside of just being from LSU. Like, we go back to Orlando Magic, Shaq, even though that team was really good with Penny Hardaway and Nick Anderson, Shaq was making a lot of rap albums in Orlando. He was making a lot of movies while he was in Orlando. And even though they made it to the finals, I don't know if he was really dedicated in the offseason to be the best player he could be, because in the offseason, he was either making albums or he's making movies. He really didn't change. But ironically, he goes to LA, which is the mecca of entertainment. And that's kind of like when that stuff slowed down, even though him and Kobe didn't win any championships at first until Phil Jackson got there. But early on, when Shaq was in his early 20s, he was doing the same thing that A'ja Wilson's doing. Angel Reese is doing. He was making But he was doing branding deals and commercials and all this other, and albums and movies. So maybe that's why Shaq gets along with Angel so much. But maybe he should actually be giving her some advice. Like, yeah, you can have your fun now. But if you really want to be great, you got to work on your game. Now, do I think that Angel Reese will be working on a game? Absolutely. But do I see her winning championships like A'ja Wilson in no time in the future?